Mike Chacho, King God, what it is.
I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh.
I don't even know, bruh. Yeah, y'all know what time it is. Time for us to crank up, time to tune in. It's Mike Chacho with King.
Yo, what's good? Where are you tuning into the I Don't Even Know, Bro podcast with your host King Guy and the other host Mike Chacho. What up, Mike Chacho?
What's good, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed, man. What you know, bro?
I don't even know, bruh. I don't even know what you know.
Man, I don't know either, man. But I've been seeing this thing on TikTok and on other social media about these black truck drivers coming up missing. And it's very interesting, man, because our brother, he's a truck driver too. You know, I know a few truck drivers, black truck drivers. I ain't look too deep into this, man, but it's just a subject as far as what's going on around a lot of these sundown towns too. We grew up in a sundown town, to be honest with you. When I look back in the history, I seen that Thomas County was a sundown area.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
for
still got
sure.
that oak tree out there.
For sure, man. So we just want to bring some light to this, man, because I think a lot of us is still thinking everything is gravy. Everything is just cool. Since we can go here, we can go there. The so-called people let you in different places, but it's not like that, bro. It's not like that in a lot of places, bro. To be honest with you. It's just not, and we just wanted to bring, shed a little light on this subject, not just only truck drivers, but just a lot of places, man. Like I said, just a lot of towns, you stay in an area that, it gets kind of, creepy in the area too, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just the South period, just anywhere, bro. Just anywhere, man. You just never know. But we just want to shine a little light on this subject right here.
Yeah, it ain't just. I mean, the South known for it, but it's a lot of instances throughout history where the Midwest and the North, you know what I'm saying, up in the East and in the mountains, everywhere, they everywhere. You feel me? So you can't get away from racist. You just have to be aware. I talked to one of our bros this morning, and I asked him, I like, we sent the video in the little group chat. He was like, yeah, it's talks about stuff like that's going on. They black drivers are missing, they getting hung, being harassed. It's a lot going on, man, and it has to be addressed. And the thing about it is, in this climate right now, in this political climate that we living in, is like the guy that's running the office kind of giving the people the okay to be like to be racist. Like it's cool to be racist out loud. You feel what I'm saying? And as people, we need to be ready for whatever, no matter where we go. You understand what I mean? Yeah, a lot of these truck drivers, a lot of these guys go into little towns and stuff on different routes, picking up loads and stuff, and the towns are not welcoming. You know what I'm saying? I remember I ain't driving no truck, but I remember we were going through the mountains one time. We stopped to like a little store, and it's like an old hillbilly store. Like they didn't want nobody there, bruh. You feel me? So I'm like, you got to know where you at too. All money ain't good money, and stay strapped. I don't care if that company be like, no, you can't have a weapon, and man, damn that. You know what I'm saying? You can find another job. You feel me? But we have to get to the bottom of why fathers, sons, mothers, stuff happening to us without any kind of justice. Excuse me.
Right.
People just don't vanish, so it's something that is very serious, and it needs to be addressed.
Yeah, bro. Like you said, man, we just spoke on this numerous times with our earlier episodes with the podcast as far as hey, always be on your P's and Q's, man. no matter what, no matter what state you in, what city you in, you always want to be strapped up. It's better get caught with it instead of getting caught without it. I'm always always live by that, man. But no laws and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put yourself in a situation either,
Exactly.
to the point that you can't get out. Now you in super trouble. You know what I'm saying? But I just always feel like you always want to not get too comfortable, thinking everybody your friend. I'm big on that too, man. So
Most definitely, most definitely. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you know, having a weapon, a pistol, that's not the only source of self-defense. They have pepper spray, they have bats, they have machetes, they have all other kind of stuff. So you know, it ain't always got to be about the gun, because you do need to know these rules when you go in these states, because a lot of these people be trying to find a reason to get your ass locked up anyways.
yeah,
So you have to know these rules, you have to be legal, in a sense,
sure, sure.
because you don't want to catch no free charge for no reason.
And another thing, man, you wanna when you say that you wanna know the rules and laws, you wanna know where you at too. You gotta do researches on these cities and these towns and stuff that you
Exactly.
go to. I do a lot of traveling, man. Me and the Queen will just go out of the country. We'll go anywhere, man. But I still do a little searching before I go out there. I'll be like, man, what is the tourist area? What is the safest place? What is the crime rate around this area? Where not to go and where we can have a good time at. And that just goes anywhere, man. In state, out of state, wherever. But I think a lot of people just be traveling without knowing like where you at. Even just saying you going from one big city to the next big city, you still got to go around in a small town. So you always want to know the landmarks. You always want to get to the point that you always want to know you got enough gas. You got some type of resources. Mike put it in his book. You want to have some matches, some flashlights. You want to have something that's gonna be survival too, because you want to know how to change tires and all that.
Keep your little
Um,
pocket knife on you.
I always want to have some type of weapon that you can, just survive with, because you never know. Especially if you. So me, I like to drive at the wee hours of the night, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I like to drive around that time because it'd be less traffic. But I just know what can come with it too. So that's why it's real important to just research your routes, because anything can happen on your route. And every place you go to ain't got signal.
Right.
So that's very important, man. So that's very, very important to have a charged phone. And if you don't have signal and lose signal and stuff, you just want to have some type of radio, some type of map. Sometimes we got to go back to the maps. Go back to the maps, man, and learn these landmarks and these roads and these highways, because it can get crazy out here.
Yeah. And you ain't never too grown to let nobody know where you at.
I always let I always let somebody know where you at, man.
You know.
I mean, I know everybody got at least somebody they can tell, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't gotta be your mama if you don't want her to follow you all the time, like mama do us. Whatever the case may be, but you got a homeboy, you got a cousin, you got an auntie, you got an uncle, you got somebody, a friend, coworker, whatever the case may be, somebody that that'll come look, that'll miss you if you was gone. You know what
Right,
I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Because you don't want nobody to be like, damn, I ain't seen him in about 2 months. You want somebody to be like, well, he ain't called me in a day or two. You want that type of vibe. You don't want nobody all on your tail all day. But I do. I want my wife to be, and my mom and them to know where I'm at, because I do stay in an area where anything can happen.
Anything.
And a lot of people, we always focus on big cities. The most violent cities in the world are small towns.
The one that can hide you in the woods.
Everybody got their stores together. You know what I'm saying?
For real. The one that
The sheriff kin to the meth dealer, that's kin to the killer, that's kin to the KKK member type shit. You know what I'm
real.
saying? All of them grew up on the plantation together type stuff. So I mean, we gotta use common sense too. But yeah, we gotta get down to the bottom of that. Our brother truck drivers and other people in different jobs, contractors that go out and be like the only brother out there, and then you know what I'm saying, or the only Hispanic out there, and then they put you in some situations sometimes, and you put yourself in those situations working them type of jobs. But I'm not, you have to work. I understand that. I respect that. I never minimize nobody's job, but you got to be safe. You have to think about yourself a little bit more when you in those kind of situations. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what nobody planning. It can be a hazing, as they call him. Like, oh man, we're gonna bring the black guy along, and we're gonna haze him and play with him and stuff. And you might not take it that way either. So you gotta just be on your P's and Q's, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very rare that we be having a lot of us in the same room in professional settings or in a job setting. It's always one or two of us and a bunch of them. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially in them type of jobs. So you have to be smart, and you have to just be prepared. And nobody can't be so complacent in what you're doing all day. And let somebody know where you at.
That's the most important thing you just said, bro. Just let somebody know where you at, man. Because if that person be like, "Dang, I ain't hear from him in like 42 hours," it might be something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even if you out and about having a little fun or whatever, somebody gonna start thinking like, something must going on, man. But yeah, that's all we want to do, man. Just shine some light on this situation with the truck drivers, anything that you're doing in life, man. Just traveling by yourself, man. Cause like I had a job that I used to travel by myself all the time.
Right.
I ain't know nobody. I'm going state to state, city to city, and me, but I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? But I always let everybody know where I'm at. And cause not to say they can do something, but they can at least get a search on for you, man. If
Hey,
that,
you remember that time you hit me up? I think you like Colorado. And he was
hmm
like, "Hey man, I'm in the store, and I think a white dude looking at you weird or something. I don't know what's going on." And I was like, "Send me a picture of him." You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Cause I'm like, I'm on some movie shit. Like I'll just be like,
yeah,
you never know. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You never know, cause that's what happens. That what
Yeah,
happens.
and it's always good to take a picture of your license plate and everything. If you got a rental car, all the information. Every time we go out of state or out of the country, my parents always asking, "Oh, what hotel y'all at?" Send the information. Send the information what hotel y'all gonna be at. Where y'all gonna be at. The whole time, what area. So and I'm glad they like that because that's very important, man. We do that as siblings all the time. We
Exactly.
always be like, bro, what hotel you gonna be at? What city you gonna be at? How long you gonna be there? Oh, but mom always check. So, and I'm
I
glad
get
for
upset.
that.
I get upset when some of y'all don't let me know nothing. I be like, damn, I didn't know he was in
Yeah,
Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm
yeah.
like, damn, you say something to me, man, cause I'm the one that going, I'm a word war. I love my
I'm bad
family.
at
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm real bad at that. But I'll let y'all know when I land though.
Yeah, you do.
I get there and just have a little. I'll be having a blast, man. But yeah, we just want to shine some light on this, man. Because once again, we seen this story that came across our feed about these black truck drivers coming up missing, man. And we know they be going to them sundown towns. And like you said, man, just know the laws of what cities and states you in. And if you think you can get, keep one on you, keep one on you. And like Mike said, it don't always have to be a gun. It can all it can be a little pocket knife, a little razor, or a taser or a pepper spray. The pepper sprays, niggas don't stop.
You just trying to get away, bro. That's the best thing you want
All
to
you
do,
trying to do,
man.
man.
The last resort is taking somebody out, but if that's what you gotta do, you gotta do. But the best thing, the number one goal is to get away so you can get to safety.
Yeah, yeah. And I
So
always, my biggest thing, I always advise everybody to travel with a first aid kit. Always have one in your car. Always have one in your luggage. Always, every time I go on a plane and something, I always have one on my luggage. You just never know. It's always very, very important. A lot of people don't think like that. But that little route can save your life, bro.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, man. I think that's it was a good topic. I hope y'all just stay on your P's and Q's and never trust Everybody, bro. Don't be trusting these people out here, bro. You know, I ain't big on that, bro. You know, we ain't big on that. Oh man, let's get on this boat type. Nah, bro. I ain't with all that, bro. I gotta bring a
Yeah.
few people with me, man, so we can kind of enjoy it that way too, man. But any last word, Mike? Because I know you got that survival book.
Oh yeah.
You know, just giving out some pointers what people can do.
Hey man, all I tell people is prior planning prevents poor performance. Go to Gumroad and get my book.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Amazon. It's on Amazon too, but you know, y'all don't want to be prepared, bro. I don't want to be prepared, bro. I'm tired of talking to them, bro. I'm tired of telling them. Cause when I go black and y'all don't hear from me no more, don't ask me for shh. You feel me? Cause it's danger out there. And if you ain't ready, you ain't ready. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So a lighter, you know, a pocket knife, you can break a window with this one. You can do all kind of stuff. You got to be a little bit proactive, man. You can't just wait on 911 and the police to come, because especially when you're in a little town. Because when you're in a little town, the police are always around some kind of way. But but it's like one police to like 50 people. You know what I'm saying? And then the emergency or the hospital like an hour away.
That's real.
We grew up in them kind of towns, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
straight facts, yeah. Straight
you know,
facts.
first aid kit, little stuff like, you know, I tell my wife, like, we got a little book bag that we take with us when we, you know, all of us go in like a thermostat, put water and stuff. You know, like we finna go camping, because you never know. You never know. So prior planning prevents poor performance.
Boom, there you have it, man. Go get that ebook too. It's on Gumroad. We got it on Amazon as well. You know, what's the name of that ebook again, Mike?
Items that you need in a grid down situation.
For sure.
But they don't need that, because you know why they don't need that? Because they think they know everything, man. They think they know everything. I'm just trying to help them, man. Free game, baby.
Free game, man. You know what I'm saying? For $8.99.
$8.99.
It's
free to $8.99.
For real, man. Free to $8.99 for sure, man. So go check that out, man. So once again, we definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in to the I Don't Even Know Bro podcast with your host King Guy and the other host, my Chacho. What up? Joe!
I don't even know, bruh.
I don't even know, bruh.
I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh.
I don't even know, bruh. Yeah, y'all know what time it is.